For me, the B word is an acronym for being in total control, honey.
Hi, my name is Daniel,
Hi, my name is Christian.
and we are Good Guy, Bad Pants.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Late Night with the Good Guys with the Bad Pants. I'm joined by my co-host here, Christian.
Hey, man. How we doing? It's a live studio audience here tonight for the Good Guy Bad Pants show. I am thrilled to be here, and thank you for having me tonight, Daniel.
Thank you, people, for coming out here.
Oh my God, the first ever episode filmed live in front of a studio audience. So exciting. What a pleasure to be here. My name is Christian. It is 9:48 of the time of recording, and I am just happy to be here, happy to be alive, happy to be talking to my good pal Daniel. How we doing? How was your week?
I just saw a cockroach. 1 second, please.
Well, I know what you're thinking. How was my week? My week was fantastic. I mean, we're making moves. We're making strides. I still don't have a real ID, and I have a flight next week, so we're going to see how that's going to go. If I don't make it to your wedding, Ben, I am so sorry. But he doesn't listen to this show, so it doesn't really matter.
What'd I miss?
Oh, nothing. All the things. How are you?
I'm doing good. Some crazy things going on in the world today. I saw something that is kind of terrifying. There is an account on TikTok called MAGA Megan.
Oh no, Megan, no. Don't do this, Megan. Meg, no!
Megan didn't.
Uh,
Megan is an AI ran account. Like, all of the videos look like a real person. She has like 22,000 followers. And
that's upsetting.
How fucked are we?
That a AI ran MAGA Megan is out doing our numbers?
Your microphone is very loud.
It'd be great if you were talking to your boss and like you don't like your boss very much, let's say. And they're just kind of yelling at you. And they're like, if I could match with the sensitivity on this one, that'd be great.
Just like turn down your ability to care, or like just your ability to feel pain. That how funny would that be? Like, you're just like sitting there and like
they're just getting quieter and quieter and quieter.
No, I was thinking more of like it's like. So I've been playing a lot of Tony Hawk recently, and what you can do with Tony Hawk is every level of Tony Hawk that you can get like certain like points. You have to like reach them. They're like up in the skate park somewhere, and you can add those to your skater's total thing.
Yeah,
what you
totally.
can do with that is you can remove stuff that you've done, and then you have those points again. So let's say you have different missions for different things. I can increase my air for like a big jump, and then I could add it back when I have to do like a rail thing. So like you can adjust.
Oh, so the points are like you could put it towards this, but you could subtract those and put it towards that.
Yeah. So just imagine just like being able to go into your settings, and you're just getting yelled at, and like the bar that just
halfway through the argument, you just throw it on easy to just for fun, be like, this is getting a little mean.
yeah. It just what I'm saying is like you could turn down like your sensitivity settings. So like your self-esteem, you could raise that up.
You could make yourself not so sensitive in that moment.
Yeah, you could like.
I love that.
Yeah, like imagine like. But also imagine like that's how you have to do everything though. So like let's say that like somebody gives you a compliment, and
okay,
you just be like, oh shit, hold on 1 second, I just got a skill point, and then you go through and you like add it to your self-esteem manually, like in your phone, and then you can go back to the conversation.
And it's like overnight, all this it's like he goes to the bathroom and all of a sudden he's really good at talking to girls. It's like, what just happened? One would argue he had level 2 charisma before this.
But it's like, imagine like you insult somebody, and you
Okay.
see them and they're like, oh, they took it pretty well, and then all of a sudden you like see them like pressing a button on their thigh, and all of a sudden you just see them get sadder and sadder and sadder. And like I made it a point that I wasn't gonna like we weren't gonna take this episode off the deep end like we had the last time. But can you imagine, like, let's say that you like
Let's say you're fucking a ghost. That's what we like to call a callback here in show business that we're totally part of.
Where was I?
Episode 1. It's a good one.
When was episode 4?
And this was episode 4.
Where was I?
Someone's tapping their thigh, real aggressive.
Oh yeah, they're like
middle of conversation.
Yeah, I've lost where I was going with that, but that's okay. But yeah,
Speaking of losing things along the way, this is a Good Guy Bad Pants, and I'm just happy to be here with you, Daniel. It's been a minute. It's been, one might argue, hours even since we've last done the dang thing.
So many hours. That's the thing. Like, sometimes when you hear things broken down to, like, let's say that you've lived for like 50,000 minutes. Like, let's say that's accurate.
Okay.
Hey Siri, how many minutes is 31 years?
31 years is 16,304,425.2 minutes.
Doesn't that make you feel
wow
old?
I mean, I don't feel young.
Like, I did not think that I was in the 16 millions minutes. Like, that feels like
Rent has nothing on us. Their interpretation of minutes to a year, behind the mark.
That's just so weird to think about, though. Like,
that is very odd to think about. Like, I will 1000% give you that. It's just a little strange that, like, yes, we're so many years old, but how many minutes is that? How much of that time have I wasted playing NCAA trying to make the Toledo Rockets into a powerhouse program? Way too many minutes, Daniel. Way too many. So anyway, Daniel, catch us up of what you've been up to, so we can get this train arriving to the station right on time. What you drinking there? What's in that red Solo cup?
Diet Coke.
I respect that.
So, for me, I've been kind of doing the same old, same old. We just recorded for First Bake. We have a competition going on called Holy Tokes.
Love it.
And we just tried collectively this lovely concentrate from the Tennessee Turf Farmer. It's melon dough. It smells and tastes amazing. And the high is pretty nice. So that's where I am at. That's where I have been. What's your favorite form of blasphemy?
My favorite form of blasphemy.
Mine's goddamn. I know why God made it. Why we're not supposed to say it, because it's so fun. It's the perfect word. Goddamn it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it fits so many shoes.
You see, when I was a kid, this was an ongoing bit. When my dad would get upset, typically with me, I was just a goofy little kid who at times wasn't always aware of his surroundings. So, like, at times, I understand why a parent might get frustrated with little Christian. Could you have to imagine, I'm 50% as chaotic as I once was. So there's another 50%, maybe even more.
Can we pause for 1 second?
Yes.
There's a Toby Keith song called "I Ain't As Good As I Once Was, but I'm As Good Once As I Ever Was."
Does that make sense?
I don't know. He made a lot of money.
So he's on to something. But like I would.
I ain't 50% chaotic as I once was, but I'm as once chaotic as I ever was. Resume. I'm sorry.
So long story short, my dad, when he would get really upset, would go, and I quote, "God damn it, son!" And like it was a thing. It was a thing there where we would make fun of him for it. Because it was always so big. It was bigger than the situation. It was always so much bigger. It'd be like, I don't know, I get a snowball and it's the wrong flavor and I don't want it. So then he has to throw it away and it's a little, God damn it, son. Like it's endearing.
As somebody though, who now has the opportunity to spend money on something that somebody does not want. I get it.
You get it? You get it?
Yeah, I get it, Joel. I mean, but it did remind me of like something that Ben Stiller's dad would say, like either in Seinfeld.
Jerry Stiller?
Yeah, Jerry Stiller. He would like that. It seems like that would be like your dad's version of like one of his catchphrases. Like
it's a Joey catchphrase for sure.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
up there. Jerry Stiller, real sidebar. Seinfeld, he's great in that. My favorite of him is Arthur in King of Queens. There's some really good gems in there. He is, I believe he is no longer with us. So catch out some Jerry Stiller. He's kind of comedic genius, like truly fantastic.
Yes, great. He deserves it. But we have the unique experience being the age that we are and growing up where we have, that we have seen every single episode of TV shows that we weren't alive for their original run and we didn't have Netflix for. It's the syndicate. Like, I have seen every episode of Seinfeld.
Absolutely. Several times.
And I saw every single episode before. It was like that 6 o'clock, 6:30, right before Jeopardy, that like 2-hour block. You either got like King of Queens, Seinfeld, or something like that, or Friends, or like Home Improvement, like these shows like that. Like it's such a fun experience because most of the time you're getting those are stuff. It's on TV. You're watching it with your family, so like that's where those memories come from. Where you don't really get if you're watching like you're binge watching a show. Like this is, you get to watch one episode like right after dinner. It's like a family tradition, and I feel like you don't really get that anymore.
I think that's so true. And like, I'll take it a step further, even staying on the shows we're talking about.
Yeah.
So growing up, my dad had, because he loved Seinfeld so much, we had every episode on DVD. But as kids, of course, there are some episodes like the contest that you can't really show to a 6-year-old, right?
Yeah.
So we had, by my mother, an approved Seinfeld episode list for us kids, me and Lauren could watch, which is a wild concept, but also wild that people don't really do physical media isn't really a thing anymore.
Yeah.
And the concept of having every episode of a TV show is absolutely insane in today's terms, of it not being like on an Amazon Prime or on a platform. Like to watch it, it's like, what do you mean you got to put in one of 18 different DVDs?
That's how you knew somebody was fucking rich, though. You go over their house, they just have the whole series of The Sopranos, like on their shelf.
Box sets of Smallville, just living it up.
But like here, for those who don't know, like if you wanted to purchase a season of television, it was like $40.
Yeah, it wasn't cheap.
Like $44. So to like a kid, like let's say that we like something, we had to either like save up our own money or convince our parents to buy it for us. So like to buy even just a season of TV, like, so you really only could watch what was on, and King of Queens and Seinfeld and The Simpsons and like all of those like 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock run.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I miss it. Like,
honestly, it was such a fun time, and it's a different way to consume media that just doesn't really exist anymore. And they've tried to bring it back. They've tried so hard, but it's just not clicking with like the modern audience. And I get it. We're all about like consuming media as fast as we can, which brings us into today's conversation, Daniel, about consuming media. We're going to talk about the originally signed by the Lifetime Network. We're going to talk about the show You.
Yeah, Netflix doesn't want you to remember that.
Yeah, Netflix doesn't want you to remember that this was developed by the Lifetime Network. And Lifetime was like, we don't think this is going to make money.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's crazy. And you know they're so mad because their entire run, they're like, yeah, all of our movies suck, and we know people love us for it. We know that's our thing. But we want just one thing that people just appreciate as something good we gave this world. And they had it, and they gave it away!
They're just like in board meetings like, man, times have been tough since Army Wives. Like, we really need a new hit.
So what we're going to do is me and Dana are going to go back and forth. We're going to talk about what happens in a season, and we're going to give brief thoughts, and then we're going to do like a kind of takeaway of what we feel about it. This is my weird hyperfixation of the week, because I think that's a very good way to define how these episodes might function. Is one person might really like it, the other person might like it too, but they didn't bring it to the table. And yes. It means something to bring it to the table. So, Daniel, before we get started, what are your thoughts on the show?
So,
full spoilers, by the way. We will be talking about the show.
So I like a lot of shows. You kind of a lot of times for us, like at least we're like watching like a full catalog. So we're starting a show that's either complete or like we missed the boat on and we're late on it. This, I feel like we started watching it pretty early, or at least for me. So it was something to like where I haven't like watched it all the way through from beginning to end.
Okay.
It's like I watch it season by season. So
you've never done like a complete like catch up of the show?
No, and I don't think I will, because
okay,
I think the way that we left things, it will be impossible for me to see Joe as anything but how he was at the end.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So
and we're going to talk about how we get there. So season 1, let's just set the scene a little. Main character's name is Joe. He runs a little bookstore, a little local bookstore. We are in his head the entire time, so we know what he's thinking all the time. And guys, Joe's kind of a stalker. They give this away pretty early that but he's sensitive and he's
like, they try to make it sexy. Like, this is something that like women are like very afraid of. Like, this is like something they have to like seriously deal with, and they're just like,
no, it's the show is a great message about how messed up like white knighting and how dangerous normal people can be. They don't have to be the serial killers. They don't have to be these monsters of fiction. Joe's a regular guy.
Yeah.
Who through the show you learn his trauma, and it doesn't it never something I like is it never excuses it. It doesn't excuse the trauma, but it does explain it. Yeah. He's doing awful things, but they're not saying it's okay, but they're being like, hey, this might be why, but up to you. So in the first season, we're introduced to Guinevere Beck, who is his first little love interest, and he quickly goes on social media and kind of breaks down her life, and he thinks through social media he knows who she is, so he goes through his stalking thing that we will come to learn about him. And that's going to be the through line through the entire show, is Joe is not a good guy, he's a stalker. But early on, do you feel as though he means well? Like, how early, because like this happens to everyone, I feel like, watching you, the same way that watching Breaking Bad or any of the antagonistic driven narrative, you end up rooting for him a little bit.
Yeah.
When did that happen for you?
I don't remember really anything. Like, I know what happened because I've continued watching. Like, the first 3 seasons are kind of a blur for me. Like, the 3rd season is Love, right?
2nd and 3rd.
Okay, so yeah. The first season is definitely a blur. Love a little bit more, and then England, and then where we finish, I'm off here, I think.
Okay, well, that's awesome. You're remembering some stuff because you see, I didn't give you homework, so this is authentic. This is great. And that's the thing about Joe that like I appreciate through the show, how it's structured, and something I really like about it is you're getting his perspective, and you're getting like this very like history is told by the winners, so you're
Yeah.
always understanding the story through his lens. So, like, and you never consider that he might lie to you. Like,
Yeah.
that this entire show, he's lying to, I guess, himself and the audience. Like, it's very much the audience feels like its own character.
For
Like,
sure.
you're, like, as though you're part of it or attached to it. It's very weird. But through the first season, he falls in love with Beck.
Yeah.
And eventually that turns bad, and he like kills her boyfriend and her like kind of obsessive best friend.
Yeah.
And
Leaves a jar
ultimately,
of piss in some place.
yeah,
Like,
he leaves some piss around, which
like
there's
I felt
no DNA in piss, as it turns
yeah.
out.
I
That's
felt
a
like there was
thing.
gonna be
Is
a
that
lot
true?
more.
Is that true?
I don't know. I felt like there was gonna be a lot more to that jar of piss. That
There's a lot about the show that you think is very significant, and then they
yeah.
never go back to. Like,
Why did he do it? Like, is it just like so? He's like, all right, let's. Is it like the rule where like maybe there's somebody on the writers' room that was there out of nepotism, so they let him have one thing a season.
it's just like one weird detail, and he's always there.
I just imagine the room where he's just like, there's like, he's like, all right, and then he's gonna piss, and they're like, no, that's so dumb, and he just goes, this is my one.
Papa, you said I could have one.
Like, this is my one. This is going in the show.
And I think they go through like each season. He gives a horrible one that we all recognize.
Yeah.
Like the second to last season, he's pitching England, and they're like, okay, like, okay, sure. But the last season, I think that's when he gets it right. It's like, and what if Joe's like a monster? And they're like, you got it. He figured it out.
Yeah. So first
Also,
season free time, he kills Beck.
yes, because ultimately she finds like his obsessive box of stuff.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about Joe is he also like there's a kid named Paco who is his neighbor who he kind of takes care of. And that's the thing that confuses you about Joe, especially in the show, because if you read any of the book, these side children characters who Joe looks after consistently don't exist in the book. Because the book's nothing but porn, guys. Nothing but porn. Smutty, smutty, smut. And it is, you don't want your window down when you're listening to the audiobook. You will get looks.
Audio book of you?
Like the first 6 chapters, yeah. I was curious to see if it like was different at all. Because again, Daniel, hyperfixation, these things happen.
Play with me. You're at a red light. It's hot. Your windows are down. Somebody pulls up next to you. They look over. Yes, it was me and Beck. I took off her pants like it was a sleeve of my favorite book, and I put my bookmark in betwixt her pages, and I closed the book with my bookmark inside, and that's when I knew I was going to kill her. Chapter 12.
Back at the barn. So yeah, that's about how season 1 ends. Is he kills her, but then this other character named Candace reappears. There's been this mystery character riddled through the first season of someone who you thought was dead, who you think Joe killed, a past girlfriend. But she reemerges and is like, hey, I'm here now. Season ends. Boom. That's season 1.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, hell yeah, that was a great show. Where are they going to go from here? What's going to happen? What more adventures could they have in New York? Forget New York. We're never going back until we do. Because that's a fun gimmick of the show is every season's in a different place. Yeah. And you can kind of tell the like cool narrative of what they were trying to get over about each story was like the first season's kind of about like the fakeness of New York and all the things. And then second season is LA and all the fakeness of LA. They might be a one-trick pony, Daniel.
You know a show that did that very well?
What?
Weeds. Have you seen
I've never
Weeds?
seen Weeds. I've heard so many good things.
Weeds is great because like the first, like it starts off with like them in the subdivision, the suburbs, and she's the mom selling weed to the high school students, and then it's like
Fun.
um they like they're just like at one point they're in like a transition situation. One point she marries the president of Mexico, and like now they're like it's
What?
just it's pretty wild. Also, like Eastbound and Down kind of does that well too. Like
I want to mind you that you opened it with. So the show starts and she's selling some weed to high schoolers, and then about 30 seconds later, and then she marries the president of Mexico.
that was like 5 seasons. Like like
Oh, it had some growth. We built up to that moment.
she
Fantastic.
had like her own grow operation. She dates a DEA agent.
Oh,
Her
wow.
husband was a DEA agent as
That's
well. He
dangerous.
died, and she's navigating being a mom of a teenager, a small kid, and then somebody in the middle, and with a recently dead dad while selling weed, and it gets her into all kinds of shenanigans.
That's a hell of a show.
Yeah.
That's a great pitch.
Mm-hmm. So,
Speaking of shows,
season 2, we're in LA.
we're in LA because he's running away from the girl who he's convinced is going to turn him in or something. And Joe runs into the same bad habits, but this time he's going to be like, last season was crazy, guys. I went a little crazy. I mean, things got a little out of control. It's a whole new me. This will be a theme within the show that every season, this time it's going to be different. This time I'm going to find love, and this time it's going to be great. But this time he got exactly what he was looking for. He said he was going to find love, and he found love. But it was a character named Love. Isn't that fun? That's so fun.
And there's a lot, like, they be talking about books a lot in the series.
Yeah, the books are very important. Like they typically, if you know the kind of crux of the book that comes throughout the season, you kind of know where things are gonna go.
Yeah. He has this box in his basement.
Yes, we forgot about the box.
Yeah, he's got a box he keeps people in. And then he be like, everything is like, who's going in the box? Like that's
And is he gonna let him out of the box?
Or like, oh, is he done with the box? But the box always comes back. Like
Because the box really, and not to be dramatic, but like what I think the box, if things represent things, because art is art, right?
Yeah.
I think that's like his understanding of relationships and his understanding of control. Because something you learn in this season is that Joe was an orphan because I believe it's this season that you kind of put together that Joe killed his dad to protect his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mom gets rid of Joe because she's kind of scared of him at that point. And so Joe's framework of like how he understands relationship is protect, but don't show everything because then they might get rid of you.
Mm-hmm. And they all do. Well, no, he gets rid of them.
Well, as soon as he can't control it, he gets rid of them, just like his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of fun. We're storytelling. It's fantastic. So Joe gets a job at a bookstore because of course he does, because there's not a lot this guy is good at, truth be told.
Was it also a grocery store? It was a book.
It's also a grocery store. It's called Outrun.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. Is
it?
Nirvana backwards.
Oh, okay. Sure, yeah. I'll go
very
with you.
LA, very whatever. And he runs into this guy who owns it. His name is 40. And he calls Joe Old Sport a lot, which is like, oh, like Great Gatsby? Kinda. Because Joe to 40 represents America and what's so great about America, and he just thinks he's this down-to-earth dude. Now 40 is the brother of this season's love interest. And you learn about like halfway through not halfway. The very end. Shenanigans happen. People were dying.
Kills a pedophile.
Yeah, he kills a pedophile who in real life was a pedophile. And they did this after he was outed as a pedophile. Let's break that down. No one talks about this.
He did it. He was outed afterwards.
Oh, so it's just crazy ironic.
Yeah, crazy.
So who is the comedian's name?
Crystalia, who's now doing stuff and touring and stuff. Like fucking.
He was on a very funny show based in Detroit. It was a sitcom called Undateable.
Yeah.
It only ran not even a season, but it was very funny. And that show got canceled, much like he did. Ha ha! But what's wild?
He's still doing it.
He's still doing it.
You guys keep saying cancel culture is real, and fucking Louis C.K. wins a Grammy. So
what's up, guys?
Right off.
What's up? So in real life, he's outed as a pedophile. This is true. And in the show, he's also outed and killed as a pedophile by Joe. And this is one of those classic Joe moments where we're like, how bad is he? What? He's killing pedophiles. Like, he did it for good this time. But shenanigans ensue. Things happen.
Can we send Joe to the White House? Can we send them to fucking Washington, D.C.? Something.
I would watch the hell out of that season. What's funny is the last book is set in Washington, D.C. That's just a fun fact for you. That's just connecting it. But this season goes a little crazy, and you kind of put together that, like, Joe is being chased by the girl from the season before. She locks him in the cage. She's calling the police. You're like, oh God, this is it. Love comes in and is like, oh my God, why is he in a cage? And Candace is like, oh, he's a killer. He's a murderer. And she's like, I'm going to go throw up now. And she's like, all right, I'll be with you in a sec. So then she's like, Joe, you're going to jail. And Joe's like, well, I guess this is fine. I probably deserve this. This is cool. So then she's like, okay, I'm going to call the police. And then she's like, I'm going to go check on Love real quick. And then Love just murders the hell out of her. And you come to find out that this season, when you thought Joe was stalking Love, Love was stalking Joe. And what you think that, like, if you're a monster, you'd be attracted to monsters, I would assume. Joe's like, this is now a no-go for me. I do not date stalkers. So he's gonna kill her, and she's like, I'm pregnant. So he's like, my morals are too much for this moment. I need to see this through.
we actually have a theme song for this portion of the episode.
Crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. I'm doing you all night. Scratches off down my back to keep me right on. Hey, you're crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. I'm doing you all night. Scratches off down my back to keep me right on. Hey,
I have a fun fact for you about this song.
bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I.
Sorry, there's about 4 more lines of just them saying, you fuck so good, and then we can. I'm just kidding, but that is.
I have a fun fact about that song for the wrestling fan crossover. That was in the, like, before he got signed by WWE. That was John Moxley's theme song in the Indies.
That's crazy. I also
when
would like
he
to
was
say,
dating Lita. Fun fact that happened.
what's up, Matt Hardy? Sorry, I fucking said that.
What's up, bad pants?
If you see me sniffing this, it's not as weird as it looks. I mean, it may be. This is live rosin concentrate from Tennessee Turp Farmer. It's the Melando strain, and it just smells so good that I can't stop myself from smelling it. So,
And speaking of not being able to stop ourselves, how'd you feel about season 2? Was that fun for you? LA, the vibes. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. There's also like his weird relationship with like his neighbor and her daughter, and that's why he ends up killing the pedophile.
Yeah, because Joe always looks after the kids. And in the midst of all that, like 40 gets shot, and because he talked to Uncle Jesse, who was like Beck's therapist in the first season, which is important. We didn't think it was important, but apparently that was something we were supposed to care about. So 40 dies, very sad. Love loses her twin, very sad. But they're moving to the suburbs as we roll into season 3. This is a weird season. I thought this should have been the last season.
Yeah.
I thought they set it up perfectly to be the last season. I'm pretty convinced that they like in the middle of the season, Netflix was like, what if we do this for 3 more? Am I right?
Yeah, this was weird.
Talk me through it.
I can't.
To
I
the
just
best
know
of your memory.
that, like, so like Love has this bakery, and like she's doing this normal thing, and Joe meets and does this, but then Joe falls in love with the fucking girl at the library, big fucking nerd he is,
Because that's what he
and
does.
and they get into a little bit, and then they have like a neighbor whose son's on house arrest or something that maybe catches them, and so like he gets killed, and then but she also fucks him, and then
He actually does not get killed.
oh, he doesn't.
She tries to kill him.
Okay.
But like, so basically, like, Joe immediately like has a thing for the neighbor, and then Love almost immediately, after buying a bakery with this lady, is like, haha, my husband's gonna into you, so I'm gonna kill you real quick.
Yeah.
That happened, which is like, oh my god, that's crazy. So out the gate, this season is already off the rails. Of it's not like we're leading up to a thing. It's like, no, Love is dangerous, and she is now the antagonist of the show.
Yeah.
And also kind of a better main character this season, because like you can normally root for Joe, but this is the season of like,
Yeah.
and Joe's just getting mad at Love for being a serial killer, which is so funny.
Yeah.
Because
Don't
it's
really
like,
talk about,
my
like,
man, this is you. Like, she's
Yeah.
perfect for you. And I think that's why he hates it, because she's like a reflection for him of like
Yeah.
his worst impulses.
Yeah. And also, like, he's totally a serial killer, but they don't make it seem that way. Until
Yeah.
like the end, when you kind of take a look back at it, you're just like, oh, he keeps getting himself in these situations. But like,
Oh, you
dude,
root for
clearly,
him because you're like, I get, well, he's going to have to deal with this now. Like,
yeah, that stresses me out. He be getting us into some stressful situations. I'd be telling you.
absolutely. And by the end of the season, what we learn is Love killed her ex-husband, which is crazy because that's totally not what they set up at all. But until she's gonna kill Joe and raise their baby on her own. But this who Joe is. It's the last time Joe is smart in the show with you. It's the very last time where he's like, haha, I noticed that you wanted to kill me, so I am gonna kill you first. And he does. And he fakes his own death for some reason. I'm really not sure why he fakes his death, to be honest.
I mean, so they could film the next season in England.
Absolutely, because the next season is in England. And this is a season I watched the first half of with you, pretty back to back to back to back. I remember thinking that this is going to be great because all of a sudden, because this season, we're in London and we're doing a murder mystery. Because how fun is that? And Joe this time is getting stalked by someone. Now, where this season really goes off the rails, and you really don't need a lot from the season to understand the plot, is like Joe ends up with a girl who has a lot of money. This is true. There's also a quote, eat the rich killer. As it turns out, Joe is dissociating. And he is also the serial killer. He just doesn't know he's the serial killer. But the serial killer like texts him repeatedly. And then the justification for that is like, you're so crazy, and you thought text messages were the weirdest part? That is lazy writing, okay? That's like, how do we make this work with the least amount of effort?
I will say that I thoroughly enjoy any form of media that is set in the current day that takes place at one of those like mansion houses in England,
Yeah,
like,
the
countryside.
Downton Abbey vibe.
Yes, but not in the time. So like your
Modern day telling it within the like a castle.
Yes, ish, of like a Knives Out like Glass Onion, which doesn't necessarily take place in one of those, or like I don't know.
But like a modern story with classic set pieces, and it's a mystery.
Yeah, well, there's also The Gentleman on Netflix, which is similar.
Dude, that show is so good.
I didn't finish, but I really enjoyed it.
That
Like,
show is awesome. I really enjoyed that show. Is that show better than you? It might be. I think
yeah,
it's better written. It's Guy Ritchie, which it's shot amazingly. It's
yeah,
fantastic. Every episode outside of the main plot feels like a literal side quest that you want to see what happens. Like
yeah.
it's very fun. Um,
The
but
car, we have to steal the car. That was pretty wild.
the car, or when he like has to burn down the Hitler artwork.
Oh yeah,
That episode's crazy.
yeah. It's a wild show. I recommend it. So it's one season. So like, if you try to watch You and you end up not liking it, go watch The Gentleman. Thank us, and then we're sorry.
Then we're sorry. So, but the biggest takeaway of the, I guess, the fourth season,
Yeah,
is Joe dissociated. He was the killer, and at the end, he's like, "Oh, I'm a bad guy. I should kill myself," which is crazy. But you're kind of like, after the last season ended, and you're like, they both could have died in that house fire.
yeah,
But okay, this is how the show ends. He faces his literal demons and says, "No, we're breaking the wheel. We're ending it where it stands."
Jekyll kills Hyde.
Jekyll kills Hyde. Also, wonderful musical. Go check out that episode of Way Off Broadway.
David
It-
Hasselhoff.
It exists. So, but he doesn't die. And then his love interest is like, "Hey, I think we should keep each other from doing bad stuff." She
Yeah.
doesn't really realize the extent of Joe's bad stuff, but Joe's like, "Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. I love this idea. You keep me from bad things." And that will be the last time she will keep him from doing bad things. Because we
Yeah,
roll
really.
into the last season, where at the end of the fourth season, he's with her, so now he has all this money and all this power, and he had this student who was onto him, who he frames for murder, like
Yeah,
so
pretty cool.
casually, so like he's untouchable now. He has money, and like that's kind of the vibe, is he has more money than God, and so now he's untouchable until he isn't. It's weird. So season 5, talk us through season 5, because I feel like that's the one that's gonna be most prevalent in your memory.
Season 5, Joe gets fucking got. He
Yes,
thinks
he
he's
does.
smooth. He thinks he's fucking nice. But basically, so when they moved back to New York, he asked her, Kate, to buy him Mr. Moody's bookstore, which is the bookstore from the very first season. He just so he could have like his little box and memories, because that is also like Mr. Moody was his like caretaker that was abusive to him. But a bunch of like true crime sleuths infiltrate. They send in somebody to like get to know and love him.
They catfish Joe.
They catfish Joe, yeah, and it gets sticky and people die. And it turns out that the lead person behind it, who Joe ends up killing like pretty viciously, was the son of Dr. Nicky. John
Yes,
Stamos.
the Uncle Jesse actor from season 1. And fun fact about that actor, about that kid, is he is this might not be true right now, but he was the lead in Sunset Boulevard, running on Broadway, which was a weird thing for me to uncover after watching You, because I was like watching the desk concert thing on Tiny Desk, yes, and they were doing it for Sunset Boulevard, and here's this guy, and I'm like, I saw him in something. What did I see him in? Who is this? So I type in his name into good old IMDb, and I'm like, oh, it's the guy from You, who I really didn't like in the show. Like, I really was not a fan of, like, even performance wise. I'm like, I don't like him. But you're kind of not supposed to. But like, I didn't like him. But then to know that like he's actually this really great actor is kind of like, oh, and this, Okay, because sometimes they sneak really good actors into not great things. And the last season is weird. It's very weird. He falls in love with this girl who turns out she was a student of Beck's from season 1, and she's gonna get Joe, and she's gonna get him. And then, so they go to arrest him, and then she kind of talks the police out of it because she's like, self-defense, I don't know, that's not his
Yeah.
fault. And she
Can I stop
kind of,
you
yes,
before we continue? Earlier you were talking about looking up the actor. IMDb.
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 You were the DB? You are the DB!
IMDb. IMDb, yep.
Oh.
Didn't sound real at the end there. It's like you ever do something so much it doesn't sound real.
That didn't sound real.
Let's
That's
see
incredible.
how long it takes. I'm going to give you a word, and you say it until it no longer becomes real.
Okay.
Anus.
Anus. Anus. Anus.
You have to keep saying
Anus.
it like it normally
Anus.
is.
Anus. 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 A-N-A.
This is going to clip so well, Christian. I'm just going to post a video of you just going, anus, 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 anus. And there's no more context. It's just going to be like,
that's going to be so good for my brand.
And here's Christian's word of the day. Anus, anus, anus.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, IMDb. And if you go there, you could see the actress's name. But she goes by what was it? Bronte.
This show is the most thinking they are high art.
Yeah.
They really think they're clever, and so here's the thing with this show. I relate it a lot to The Walking Dead, which I know will sound crazy at first. The Walking Dead, I don't think was a great show. I think they constructed endings and plot twists exceptionally well that you would not think it's good, but you would watch an ending and be like, I gotta watch the next 6 episodes because I have questions. I need closure here. This show also does plot twists and episode endings incredibly well to just kind of keep you wanting more.
Yeah.
I still don't know if it's good. I enjoyed it. It was a ride. So from here, he gets out of jail because the girl took back her testimony more or less, and she kind of falls for him now. And in the midst of all this, his wife now hates him, sees he's a monster. And all the girls from the past seasons who survived, who isn't Wednesday Addams from Jenna Ortega, who isn't Jenna Ortega, everyone comes back. Everyone comes back because they're gonna get him. And the love interest from the 3rd season, Marianne, she talks to Bronte about, it's this beautiful, beautiful monologue about love and about feeling seen, and it's awesome. It's very well written, fantastically performed, and it's by the end of the conversation, she's in tears, and she knows in this moment, we now know that Joe is a monster. Now we're going to talk about my issue. A lot of the show is ridiculous, but it's kind of in the realm of reason that this could happen. There's a section here where you learn, because he's stuck in the cage and they're going to kill him. They're going to call the police, something. I don't know what their plan is really. But they go away and he's like, should I just go to jail? Fuck that. My name's Joe Goldberg. I've had a different name every season, but my name is Joe again. So I have a key sewn into my arm. That is so stupid.
You just
and it's there's a little Home Depot key in him. And it's that's my way out of here.
Why not just have a secret voice activated
yes, this is your cage, man.
Yeah, you could be like, joke's on you. The password is marbles and meatballs. And they're just like, hi, Joe, please leave the cage.
And did he never consider to have a locksmith, like when they were making the keys, be like, hey, could this key also open the gate upstairs? That if like, could it be the same key? And a locksmith would be like, yeah, sure, that's an easy cut. Because that's his issue here, is he gets out and then he has to hide. Because his wife is coming back down and she's gonna handle this. She's gonna deal with it. All the things that they like have a fight. There's a gun, I think. They're both like dying, and in the midst of that, there was this whole side plot with twins where Joe made one twin, killed the other twin. So this twin is kind of going crazy, and she's like, "I'm gonna burn down the bookstore," not knowing that Joe is in the bookstore and that her sister is also in the bookstore, who is Joe's wife. So they're fighting, they're dying. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
It's on fire, and you're like, this is the 9th episode in the season of 10 episodes. You're aware of it, and you're like, no. This is a good ending. He's gonna die in the bookstore. That's perfect. That's a great way for the story to end. It's his own hubris. He flew too close to the sun. All the things.
Yeah.
And she like records him admitting to everything, and he's like, I'm dying. This doesn't matter. Like, sure, you can know I did these horrible things. But then the plot needs to happen. So he gets out of there. I think Bronte saves him.
It's really weird. Their relationship is just very weird.
Because she's already decided that she's gonna like get him at this point, but she saves him anyway. And we assume that the wife dies, but she doesn't die. She somehow only has a little bit of her arm burnt. It's very weird. She should have died.
Christian. Have you not heard the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego?
Tell me more right now.
Okay, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were in the days of some king in the Old Testament, where you could be persecuted for loving God, I believe, or something of that nature. So basically, Nebuchadnezzar, this big dumb bitch, who we're told to believe is a big dumb bitch. At least I don't know. Maybe he could be a nice guy. Probably not. Nobody back then was good. But and
you may quote us on that.
BC is a no for me. But basically he's like, I don't know if he was like, if your God's real, I'm gonna put you in this big furnace, and if he's real, then he'll like save you. And either that, or he was just like, I'm just gonna burn these motherfuckers. But like, they did it in front of a crowd. There's a VeggieTales episode I can send you. Also, for VeggieTales,
there's a VeggieTales episode I can send you.
Tell us about it. And yeah, God saves them. They were like, oh, when they were burning, they saw 4 people in the fire, and then they came out unscathed. So that's the same thing that happened. Like, God, it was just
God.
He was a little late though. That's why she just has the little burn. Like, he didn't get there quite in enough time.
I hate that. I hate that so much. But Bronte gets him out of there, and Joe's impulses. So it's in front of the burning building, and he's like, I didn't expect to live through that. Will you marry me? And you're just like, at this point, the show has gone so far off the rails that like nothing is surprising, because it's like, this might as well happen. There's a side plot where he's scared that his son is going to be like a serial killer too, which is like something.
Yeah.
It's all crazy. And the last episode, I think, is art. Like, the last episode for me is the only good thing about this show, about this last season, because it does 2 things incredibly well. The first half of this episode is a rom-com. It's very fun. They're on the loose. This episode is from her perspective, which is really like, that's only been done like once or twice in the whole show, that we get someone else's perspective and their inner thoughts. And they find this Airbnb that like is abandoned, so they're just kind of living there, and they're kind of living the perfect little life, like what you think Joe would want like their life to be. And it's very cute. but from her perspective, she's gonna get him, and this is leading to a eventual conflict. So there's this beautiful shot if you're into film. I don't know how they got this shot, honestly, other than I think someone had to be laying down on a boat and filming like that. But there's this wonderful shot of seeing her. They're on a boat, of seeing her from his perspective, and there's the moonlight, and it's.
Can we pause and play the theme song for this portion of the episode?
We running this, let's go. I'm on a boat, I'm on a boat. Everybody look at me, cause I'm sailing on a boat. I'm on a boat, I'm on a boat. Take a good hard look at the motherfucking boat. Yeah.
Look at you. You see, Joe was looking at her, and it's this beautiful shot. The moonlight's there, and it's awesome. It's very cool. So they go upstairs, and you're like, oh, they're okay. This is going in a direction, and they're about to get down to it. And then she's like, "Ha ha! I have a gun!" And he's like, "Oh, I'm in my boxers, and this is weird for me."
Not for me, though. It's the only way I can get off.
And basically, she's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna kill you. You're gonna answer for all the stuff you've done. I have a copy of Beck's book here, because as it turns out, Beck only wrote 80% of her book, and Joe added all this stuff. So she's like, you're gonna redact what you did because that wasn't her true vision. Which I think is the wrong point to get stuck on. That detail for me didn't work extremely well. I like the point of you took her voice away, because he did. But at the same time, this whole show coming back to Beck feels really weird, because it's like they didn't expect to get this far, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta make this thematically work somehow." Yeah, it's all the girl from the first season. People liked her, I think. So he redacts all of what he added to the book, and then they fight over the gun. And then it switches from whatever genre it was into, this is now a slasher movie. And Joe is scary. And this is something we've never seen from Joe. We've never seen him truly just be a monster of a man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's scary. And it's in the rain. He's chasing her through this wooded area. And you think he kills her. And there are police. And he kills a cop, I think. And you're like, how is he going to get out of this? And then you learn that, oh, Bronte's not dead. And she has a wonderful, wonderful quote that I think I have in my phone. I really hope I do, because otherwise it'll be something you have to edit, and I would hate for you to have to do that.
I won't. I just simply won't, Christian.
Oh, no.
I'll say I will. I hope you don't listen. Yeah, I would. It was not that hard to edit one thing. For those who are listening, we can see Christian's bed in the background. I just want to report both of his pillows have pillowcases on them, which that's a plus. It looks like he has. Move your hand, please. Thank you. Have you found the quote?
I'm close.
Okay, keep going. How close are you?
I'm
just kidding. It looks like he's got a Roku remote and maybe a remote for a sound bar. It also looks like he has a skateboard repair tool there.
Wait, what?
The 4-piece tool right there.
Oh, that's for a that's for a hose. Anyways, so the quote is right before she shoots him, she says, "The fantasy of a man like you is how we cope with the reality of a man like you." Now, that quote makes zero sense. But it's a very cool, that it sounds good.
Yeah.
But if you really break it down, it's that doesn't exactly make sense. It's
what?
I would love for someone to explain to me how that works, because I believe that is a quote from Bronte, as in the writer that the character's name is torn from. So, and he's like, kill me, I can't do prison, which is such this interesting thing. about him that he does all these horrible things, but he would rather die than actually face up for what he's done.
What a little bitch. And that's what he is.
And then she shoots him in the dick, which
Oh, yeah.
I also was a little confused on, like, okay, that's funny, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like it was just a weird excuse to do a dick joke.
I
Because
liked it.
it's used as a epilogue dick joke, like, truly, like,
I love it. This is why I love it. First off, she'd have got a dick 10 out of 10 almost any time. Every time I've seen it be done, it's funny. Like you know who could do it bad though? Dana Carvey. I believe that Dana Carvey could drop just the biggest lob right down the middle. Because of what he did on Master of Disguise. That is such an awful movie. I watched it recently. It's terrible. It really hurt my soul. So Dana Carvey, really sincerely, all due respect, but go fuck yourself.
as one does. Now,
But I do love, but sorry. I was getting to a point. My wife just said, can you make me a bologna and cheese Sammy? So I do love the idea though of the dick joke, because that is a way to remove like you could send somebody to jail, but what she did is something that would probably make sure that it never happened again. Because like you can't be doing stuff without a dick. So like in a way that was her way of like stealing his manhood, which is something that like he
oh, that's a fantastic take.
because like I mean like look at all these serial killers and like all of these like that like get married in jail and like have all these people and stuff like that like pretty much eliminates him being able to do anything for the rest of his life.
Yes, and he's guilty of all the things.
Yeah.
I, I'm about to send you in this little chat the final little monologue that he says, and we're for the last time we're in his head. And I would love for you, as you did earlier, to do your best little Joe voice, because I think the fantastic thing about this series is this monologue I feel like they wrote in season 1. That they knew I think they knew where they wanted this to end, and where they always wanted it to end. It was never him dying, but for him having to face it for what it is, and face that he is a monster, but also face that he was always a unreliable narrator. And so I'm sending this to you. So do your best, Joe, your best performance. This is what we love here at the Good Guy Bad Pants Show, is we get to perform a little.
So in the end, my punishment is even worse than I imagined. The loneliness. I'm also very high.
You got this. You got this. You got this.
So in the end, my punishment is even worse than I imagined. The loneliness. Oh my God. The loneliness. What if I did it as like...
Do his Kermit. Do his Kermit. Do his Kermit.
I'm not going to do his Kermit because I would lose it so quick. But I'm going to do it as like, so in the end, my punishment is even worse than I imagined. The loneliness. Oh my God. The loneliness. No hope of being held. Knowing this is forever. It's unfair. Putting all of this on me. Aren't we all just products of our environment? Hurt people hurt people. I never stood a chance, officer. Goldberg. Joe. Ah, yes. Another fan. Why am I in a cage when all these crazies write me all these depraved things that they want to do to me? Maybe we have a problem as a society. Maybe we should fix it. Maybe we should fix what's broken in us. Maybe the problem isn't me. Maybe it's you.
Which is fantastic. Like, I think that is the like weird mission statement of the show, is that we are like, as watching it, like we are kind of like this weird accomplice in everything he's doing, because like we're watching it and saying, this is good.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for this guy. And at the end, we discuss the same way he charms these girls every single season. he charmed us, the audience, into
Yeah.
rooting for him. And at the end, what does he do? He does the same thing he's done to all these girls and say, I'm not the problem. You're the problem for allowing this to happen.
Yeah, we just got gaslit for 5 seasons.
Basically, which to me is wild, and I think it's a wonderful monologue to end it because it
Yeah.
shows Joe at no point ever grew. He at no point ever had development. He at no point actually was a good guy. No, he was always this monster of a man who created in his head his own narrative, which I think the deeper lesson here is don't be Joe.
Yeah.
Don't romanticize people like
Yeah.
Joe, because ultimately we need to take accountability for what we do. We need to take accountability to the people we have relationships with, and we need to own our part of it when things go wrong. And we definitely don't want to put people in cages.
Mm-mm.
What's
Nope.
your final takeaway about the show Netflix's You?
So the question that I have when I ask, there are some actors that you identify with one role so great. Like, for instance, one for me is Dee from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Like it's like she has a show that just came out, High Potential, which is really good. And it's like the point when you're watching a show and somebody crosses that line again for you. It's like they've done such a good job with their role that they like you are now seeing them as this character and not Sweet Dee from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes.
So, but there are like certain people, like the guy that played Michael Weston from Burn Notice is never going to be anything but Michael Weston in Burn Notice. Like, okay, he's had smaller roles, but he's never going to have a role that big again. Do you think that is the case with Penn Badgley, I believe his name is?
I really hope not. I really hope not, because I know like he's been very on record about his feelings about the character and his really hate for the character, and that like he did not enjoy it from the standpoint of he didn't like mentally that the kind of headspaces he had to put himself in to play the character. I think ultimately what makes the character work so much is because television has taught us who Penn Badgley is through Gossip Girl and other shows.
Yeah. Well, I never watched Gossip Girl, but I've heard good things.
And because of that, we have our perception of him, of just this kind of the classic good-looking leading man who like is a good person, is the rom-com, is the like is this. And this showed that he could completely not be this. I think he'll have an issue where he's going to go out of his way to do things that are nothing like this to get away from being typecast. And I think he's going to struggle for a little bit. But I think ultimately this role won't be the biggest thing that defines him. I think he's actually a pretty brilliant actor. And what he does in that last episode is just like, you had this in the chamber for 6 years. You were ready. You could tell he was excited and ready for that material of like, of when we close it out, when I actually get to do the whole thing, not the reserve bit, but be the serial killer. I really hope he does a lot more because I think he's fantastic. I would understand if he doesn't touch anything like this, though.
Yeah. Somebody that I don't think would ever be able to cross that barrier is James Rodney, the lead in Psych.
Oh, yeah,
There's
that's
no
fair.
way. I just don't think, and I know he's done other stuff. He was the bad guy in Dukes of Hazzard. If you ever saw the one they did, however long ago, like not the it's like they redid it with like Jessica Simpson and stuff.
I thought that was gonna be the deal with Bryan Cranston after Breaking Bad, because it's like that was such a generational thing that like how could he possibly ever top this?
Yeah,
and he didn't necessarily top it, but he kept that quality in every project he did after that. Where like you have like the Infiltrator, and you have like Your Honor, and you have like all these other Sneaky Pete. He's great in that. And like he's done all this extra stuff that's like, but he's only done serious roles outside of the movie he did with James Franco and
Oh,
that Christmassy rom-com thing.
uh,
Why him? Great movie. That's a
uh,
very funny movie. He's very funny in it, but he's been very deliberate in the roles he takes
mhm,
to forever be considered not as a comedy guy, but as a drama guy who can do comedy.
yeah.
Like
But
it's
just like that was the big shock for me is that the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. This serious guy, like you're the dad, Hal from
the neighbor in King of Queens, the
the
dentist
dentist in the
in
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. You telling me that? You telling me that? That's
And
gonna
he
be Breaking Bad? The dentist from Seinfeld?
and not only will he be a leading man in this project, but he's gonna win every award for the next 10 years.
And he's gonna wear a cool hat, and somebody's gonna get crushed to death by a ATM.
Yes, that happens. Breaking Bad, great show.
Very
And
stressful show.
yes,
You was also a stressful show. There are certain shows that makes you anxious.
yes,
Breaking
yes.
Bad
I
is
think
one of
You
them.
is definitely one of them. Breaking
Yeah,
Bad's one of them. Better Call Saul, in the vein of Breaking
yeah.
Bad, is one of them.
Dexter, like anywhere where like the person
Anytime
that
the antagonist is the protagonist, and you're
yeah,
seeing if they're gonna get caught or not,
yeah, it's just
stressful.
mhm. So speaking of stressful though, like what would you say would be like the perfect like palate cleanser for you?
After a show like that,
Yeah, like what are you going to? Like
um,
there's sometimes Emily and I would be like, let's put on something like we let's not go to bed with like we need to buffer a little bit before we
typically, like, since I was a kid, my go-to for that was typically like Family Guy because there's nothing more
yeah,
nonsensical and turn off your brain. But
yeah,
sometimes for you theater folk out there, I will throw on something like Star Kid. So like the guy who does like musicals
uh,
or Twisted or like just one of their funny musicals that is just like it's so not serious that like you can just turn off your brain for a little bit and just laugh a little bit.
yeah. Hell yeah. Um Emily and I are watching Abbott Elementary right now.
Ooh,
Abbott
is it good?
Elementary is so good. It's so good. We talked about this. We had Rehan on First Bake a while back.
Mhm.
Shout out First Bake, check it out. But we were talking about how like the basic cable, like not the basic cable, but like the main network TV, like they're almost at a disadvantage. Anything that I see that's on like Fox, ABC, NBC, like NBC used to have so much trust, like The Office, Parks and Rec, and like all of
Yeah.
this stuff. But like now it just seems like somebody's gonna have to tell me if a network TV show is good for me to watch it. I'm just gonna assume everything is bad.
Do you know what I started yesterday that, like, is
What,
actually fantastic that I would never
what's
have
that?
um, AP Bio?
Really? I've heard about it.
It's
With
really funny. It's one of the leads from Always Sunny.
yeah, Glenn
It's
Howerton.
Patton Oswalt is also in it.
Shout out Patton
It's
Oswalt.
very funny, and this is a show I would never have given a shot if
Yeah,
someone wasn't heavy, like, "No, just watch a episode.
yeah,
I guarantee this is something you'll enjoy." I'm like, and
mhm,
whenever someone like tells me a show and say, I think Christian will like it,
yeah,
it's like, okay, you thought enough about me that I can put into 20 minutes, right?
mhm,
Like I can do 20 minutes. And
yeah,
it's really fun. It's about this philosopher who like loses his dream job and he's gonna take down the guy who took his job. And in the meantime, he's gonna teach AP bio at a high school
mhm,
in Toledo, Ohio, which is
yeah.
very fun for me. Um because there's a lot of anti-Toledo jokes within it, which is just kind of like, ah, Joel should watch this. um, but it's very funny because it's very School of Rock. It's
Yeah,
very weaponizing the children to fight this revenge thing for him.
mhm.
And being in a school, the only thing that bothers me is like is the simple fact of you couldn't just come in and be an AP bio teacher. They have an AP state mandated test. You get money per kid who passes, and he doesn't want to teach bio. That's the big through line.
Yeah,
Um, So, like me being in education, that piece bothers me, but very
Uh,
funny show. I will recommend
yeah.
it to any and everyone. You should
Another
watch it, Daniel.
I will add it to the docket. Another show like that, which I did not think, Superstore.
With
Su-
Dane Cook?
no, that it's basically like kind of like an office like style show, but takes place in basically a Walmart. It's got
Okay.
American Ferrera in it. One of the
Was
guys,
there a show or movie called Superstore?
he probably he did a movie where he worked at a Costco. Keyboard is so aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, that was called Employee of the Month. That is my
Yes,
bad.
that one. Yeah. But that is so good. Like I
Superstore?
I think you would fucking love Superstore.
I'll put it in my notes right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, Superstore. Also Abbott Elementary. That's my shout out right now.
Abbott
It's
Elementary. Cool.
it's just like, but like those are shows that I would look at and would never want to watch because like there's just been so many shitty like Tim Allen reboots, like on or like oh it's Cedric the Entertainer and Schmidt from New Girl or Neighbors now. No, thank you. I won't watch that.
I watched about 6 episodes of that show. It's okay. Speaking of okay, I hope you had a okay time listening to this week's episode where we talked a lot about a TV show that I really hope you watched.
Yeah,
Because if not, it's a deeply confusing episode. Mark, I hope you enjoyed it.
yeah.
All the love
There's
for you.
There's a podcast called How Did This Get Made? It's with Paul Scheer, Jason Mantzoukas, who played in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was the crazy Adrian.
Oh, he's in everything.
Yeah. They have a podcast where they watch really bad movies.
Okay.
And I would listen to those, and I've never seen the movie, but like hopefully the way that we've talked about this made it enjoyable if you haven't.
Yeah. I really hope so.
And if you're looking for what was the alternative we recommended, if you didn't like
Guy Ritchie, Gentleman.
The Gentleman. So
Not-
check out The Gentleman.
Not
as
the
well.
movie by the same director with
Yeah.
other people, but the TV show, the movie's good too, but the TV show is very fun. You should check out The Gentleman. You should check out Abbott Elementary. You should check out you should check out AP Bio. All the shows. Just have fun. Just art is meant to be enjoyed and you're meant to move you in some direction. Sometimes it's not as serious as others, and that's okay.
Yes. So I just pulled up I just have random notes, and I'll have like one note per in between episodes. So this is basically like, let's say, to take it back to the late night talk show. This is my monologue. So this is probably going to be bad. Why do we still fuck with the ocean? I mean, it gives us every reason not to possible. You got fucking sharks. If you don't have sharks, there's a fucking rip current. And like people that you never think would die all the time of it. So like literally like it's a fucking just waiting to happen. And I already said sharks, right? And sometimes the waves can get big and there's fucking sand everywhere. Like I'm just going to say this, give me a fucking pool over the ocean any day of the week. And then here, let me follow this up with, give me a lazy river over anything.
Lazy
ever.
River is peak. And to your ocean point, we know more about the galaxy than we know about our own ocean.
And we're just splashing.
And we're cool with that. And we're like, let's go to the beach.
Like, it's literally like trying to kick you out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you literally have to fight to stay in it. You don't have to fight. Just go to the pool. Go to the lazy river.
And like, it's that thing that like, you're swimming with danger. Like you are dancing with the devil, because like you're doing your thing. You're like, ha,
Yeah.
this is so fun. Careful that the current doesn't take you.
Best
Like,
case scenario, you get stung by a jellyfish, and now somebody's pissing on your leg. That's best case
do
scenario.
you want someone to piss on your leg? I sure don't.
Yeah.
Go
Guess
to the
what?
pool.
Guess what? You want to eat too bad. There's birds everywhere, and they want everything you have, and they will attack you. Like, I
And
just
they
don't
will
fucking
take
know.
that. They'll take that
Yeah.
for themselves.
But I think lazy rivers are superior, but I think we need some modifications to lazy rivers
Okay.
to make them, first off, no kids allowed.
No kids.
No kids allowed. Nothing takes you out of a lazy river like being relaxed, and then this motherfucker like nudges past you so he can go and catch up with his friend because he's not in a tube. Number two, you got to be in a tube.
You can't
be-
use it as fast travel, guys.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
You gotta be in the tube. And then third, we're gonna make it like 5 feet deep because us tall boys is not meant for we're not meant for lazy rivers. Like we don't get to float.
It hurts your knees, bro.
Can I tell you something? I'll maybe send you a picture, or maybe you can just trust me. We went to we went to Sesame Place this past weekend, and Theo.
Hey, for the listener who might not know what Sesame's Place is, because you had to tell me what that was.
Street theme park. Yeah, Sesame Street theme park. So Theo fucking hated the count. Just cried immediately. So like characters were off the table. So we tried all this. Anyway, he went down for a nap. I told everybody, although people I guess did not know that I told them, that I was just going to go to the lazy river. So I just went to the lazy river by myself, and then I guess I disappeared for an hour and a half, and nobody could get a hold of me because like you can't have your
You
phone.
don't have your phone.
Yeah, so like
They're losing their mind, not be able to find you, and you're like, huh.
You know what I said? I was just like, "Did you check the lazy river?" Because I told you I was going. I told you that's where I would be. And so like, but it's like mostly a kids theme park, and so the lazy river was like 2.5 feet. My leg scraped on because I did like 7 laps. He napped for a while, but I went over this same part that like the hair on my leg for like looks shaved. Like there's like a patch where like you could tell like somebody like just took a razor or something to it.
I love the idea that someone later was like cleaning and be like,
Yeah.
what the?
Well, no, I
He just
asked
keeps on
ChatGPT.
finding hair, and it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah, like well, it grinds it down. It's so like slowly over time, it just grinds your hair down to the pulp instead of like cutting it. It like grinds it. Which sorry, but that's why we need deep pools. We need like 5 to 6 feet. Like
yeah.
so no, sorry. Like you either know how to swim or no shorties allowed. I didn't make the. I did make the rules. You either need to be able to swim if you fall out, or no lazy river for you. Like you don't get to touch. Like I'm sorry.
I'm very inspired right now. I think we need to plan a good
Yeah.
guy, bad pants,
Lazy
river trip. That's what we need to do.
We got to have a good lazy river though, because I'm not going fucking nowhere for like.
No. Only the best.
So let us know where, but like, you need to have that. You need to have drink stations. Like, I need to be able to.
I want like a swim up bar.
Yeah. I want there to be like a pit stop where you could go
like,
and just have.
Like you have your route, but then you can go here, grab yourself
like
a little
food,
drink.
Yeah.
Back on route.
And then there's a lane where you could go and they'll reapply your sunscreen for you. Like basically, like I want to be able to get like drinks and snacks nonstop. I don't want to have to worry about getting out, like unless I need to use the bath. Like I just want to be able to be on this lazy river.
How many people do you think pee in that lazy river?
Every person.
I like that you covered yourself just enough and be like, get out and go pee.
Yeah.
Daniel's the one good person in mankind.
Yeah. So yeah, lazy rivers. Let us know where the best lazy river is. Next item on the random notes agenda. We were coming back from Sesame Place, and anytime you go through like any major city, It just seems like there's always these motherfuckers that are like, did you get injured in a car crash? Like there's just like you enter Richmond and it's just like lawyer, injured, want cash. But here's
Baton
like,
Rouge.
yeah, it's everywhere. I just don't get. There is not a world where I would see somebody on a billboard and just be like, yeah, like no, like,
He can afford a billboard. I can afford him.
but like, why do you have to have your picture on it? Like that's what I don't. They all have their picture on it. Like that's a selling point, and it never is. It's always these old white
Dude.
men, and I'm just like, thank you for telling me what you look like, so I do not have to get your services. Not that I,
Do you think there's ever been someone who like gets in a car accident, right?
yeah,
And they come through and they're like, Dudley Du Boisier, I trust him because of that handsome face. That's a fantastic reference for you Louisiana folk.
yeah. Like I see Daggett Schuler more than I see my son.
He's always been there
yeah.
for me when everyone else leaves.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I just don't get that. There's just a statement for me, and maybe everybody's different. That's why there's different advertisings for different people, and different shows have different commercials because they have different demographics, and that's how that works. If you didn't know, I just saved you 4 years of Campbell. But there's never, I'm never gonna buy if you think you need to put your face on the advertisement, unless you're a pro wrestler, then fuck what you're selling. I don't want it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic little, not to be into myself at all, but the frame thing behind you really turned out cool. I didn't see that many of those. Like I think I have two. I have one for Mark, which I'm giving him this weekend. And I have mine. It looks so cool right there, dude.
Yeah, it does. I need to get the other one framed, but I just happen to have it framed for this one. My actual quote on this, and if we're going back to the monologue, billboards. Never seen a billboard that had a person's face on it and thought, yeah, I'll have what he's having. So that was my monologue bit on that. I got really high the other night, and so my back porch is where I smoke because of the smell, and I'm smoking legal, just plain tobacco or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. I'll edit the shit out. You don't even know I said any of this. So I go on the back porch and we have curtains so that nobody can see, like so I can enclose and do what I need to do. But what basically that does is, if you are a bug on my back porch, becomes a giant hot box. So I had the high thought of, do the bugs on my back porch get high with me?
Okay, so I have a little bit of an answer on this. I don't know if it's applicable, but I do know bugs can get drunk from alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I imagine they can get high too.
Mm-hmm. So I've been doing like writing on Substack for First Bake. So like I kind of like try to do like these fun reviews, or like just like kind of unique stuff that can help, like if I smoke something. And I feel like if I smoke something, it's more of a tell if you could see what was created as a result of that. So like if I can do something creative and attribute it to like a certain strain or with this, I feel like that speaks more than just like, oh, it smells good, it tastes good, or whatever.
Yeah.
But basically, so I've been using that, and I started this out with the thought, and what I have is, I'm currently working on a script for a Bug's Life 3, where the characters, Mikey the Moth, Lena the Ladybug, Crash the Centipede, and Akon the Ant. Yes, it's that Akon. Do a Bug's Life where they're on my back porch, and so be on the lookout for that.
Would it shock you to learn that there was not a Bug's Life 2?
I was for sure there was, because I looked it up. That's why I went for 3.
Nope. There's one that might come out this year.
Well, it'll be honestly, it'll be a Bug's Life 420. Like that's what it'll be called. But
yeah, it's coming out November 14th.
Oh shit! So yeah.
It's so brave of you to write a sequel for a movie you haven't seen yet.
Can I give you a little bit of a taste of this that I have so far?
Give me a taste.
So, let's say we're dealing with a Bug's Life situation. For those who don't know the film, it takes it. This is gonna be tough. Let's say we're dealing with a Bug's Life situation, and at any point you can just give me the and let me know that this isn't working. But just at least give me like 2 paragraphs. This one and the next one. So, and if you would give me the because you look like you're ready to give me an so let's say we're dealing with a Bug's Life situation. For those who don't know the film, it's basically like Toy Story if they were bugs instead of toys. Let's say the moth, we'll call him Mikey, just got off work. And in an effort to avoid the awful construction, he took a back road, parentheses, my back porch, to get home quicker. So that he could hop in the bug shower and then cook bug dinner and then stretch out on his couch with his bug dog and watch the new season of Bug Survivor. But that doesn't happen because all of a sudden the road gets really foggy and suddenly he gets the urge to listen to Bug Grateful Dead. He pulls his VW Beetle over. His eyes begin to glaze as he tries to figure out where the fog is coming from and why all of a sudden he's craving tiny tacos from Bug Jack in the Box.
I think this can be an ongoing bit where we write hypothetical sequels that would never happen.
Or each episode, like, we just get another chapter of
Bug's Life 3.
Yeah, can we do that?
Sure.
I have a cliffhanger, so okay. We'll continue. He has snapped back to reality when from a distance he hears several voices calling to him from near the railing. He starts to flap his wings to secure a better view of who was behind the seemingly friendly banter, but only made it a few inches off the ground before floating back down. He missed the landing and found himself drifting off to sleep as he lay on the ground. What felt like hours was actually about 39 seconds, and Mikey slowly opens his eyes as they readjust to his current surroundings. He sees 3 bugs standing around him. It's Lena the ladybug, it's Crash the centipede, and it's Akon the ant. Yes, that Akon.
Is that the cliffhanger?
That's all I have written.
Fantastic.
So yeah,
I can't wait to see where this
next week, next episode where we
we'll get a little
I'm gonna
bit
do
more.
this myself. I talked about this in therapy of sometimes it's hard to find motivation, and kind of the way that I edit the videos is I'll put an external motivation behind it by posting on social media when it will come out. So that kind of ties me and gives me a deadline, even though there's technically nothing or no time.
You really are a person who needs a deadline.
I would like to say something on the record before we officially end. Why do you have a hose attachment behind your bed? On the little shelf behind your bed.
It was in my pocket from work, and it just...
Why do you need a hose attachment?
Because the athletic director needed the hose to do some kind of test on the air quality, because they had to... It was so hot today that they had to cancel some tryout. It was somehow related.
Okay.
I don't know.
When you put it back in your pocket, was it wet at all? Like, did you?
No.
Okay, so it was completely dry.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I approve. It's not weird.
I hope that you had a fun time listening to this week's episode. We will be back when we are back.
For me, the B word is an acronym for being in total control, honey.
Hi, my name is Daniel.
Hi, my name is Christian.
And we are Good Guy, Bad Pants.